Hello everyone, and welcome back to Video Game... Oh, okay, we're gonna have to try this again. Hello everyone, welcome back to Video Game Hunting. Oh, my gosh. Now it looks like you can't even see out of my windshield. Let's go ahead and fix that. Alright. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Video Game Hunting here on Player 1 Start. There, that wasn't so hard, was it? On this blustery late winter / early spring morning, I decided to go ahead and check out a few of the Goodwills in my area to see if there's anything that people have left behind as they're cleaning things out of their houses. I will say I don't hold out as much hope as I used to, as I've found out that a lot of these Goodwills are just putting their electronics and video game items online and only leaving the stuff they don't feel is worth anything in the stores, and then still charging a high markup for them. In this store, all of the media is combined into one section, including books and, yes, even vinyl records. I have yet to find a vinyl record album that I've picked up from one of these stores, as it's mostly just classical, big band, or otherwise obscure music. And if it doesn't fit any of those genres, it's genuinely Christmas music. The audio CD section used to intrigue me a lot more, other than trying to find the occasional PC title they'd mix into these, because my car used to have a CD player still in it. Now that it doesn't, I actually don't ever look through the musical selection of these anymore, as I no longer have a device that I use every day that will play these. As I started looking through the DVDs, I did find a PlayStation 2 game. Nothing too spectacular, it's Madden 2004, but strangely, I didn't see a price on this. And that's when I decided to look at the side and see that everything is arbitrarily labeled CDs $1.99, DVDs and video games $2.99. Which is actually not bad considering that I've seen some of these be marked up to $14.99 in other stores. But $3 a pop will also make me more picky about the games I pick up. Next I saw a Dance Dance Revolution Extreme game that uses the iToy and uses one of the Konami mats, which I do have. I like picking these up as they make great party games, and I guess they can be used as exercise as well, and I have been meaning to get more of that lately. Oh yeah, Lego Batman was one of the first Lego games I ever played. I actually originally played this on the Wii. Another person who I used to work with would have this ready to go after we got off of work, so we would go over and play through this multiplayer. It's a fun game, and I could see this being good for kids. Another sports title was NBA 2K7 for the Xbox 360. It was complete, but sadly $3 seemed a bit too much for this title for me. I actually was able to find this from another store later for 99 cents, and that was a bit more agreeable. Ah yes, this looks like the PSP's equivalent to Brain Age. Another one of these games just showing you how you can use puzzles to get along, and this one's actually priced. If the game is in there, we may be good to go here, and yes, it is complete. $3 is a bit of a stretch, but I might pick this up as this is one of the first PSP games I've found at a Goodwill. Scanning through the section here, I'm not really seeing too much jump out at me, and this game I actually thought was a movie at first, but it ended up being, yes, it is the Chronicles of Narnia for the PlayStation 2. I don't think I've ever played this game, and I'm not quite sure if it's any good, so if it's complete I may try it out. But it looks like the disc is in rough shape, so it doesn't look like I'll be picking up this title. Right next to that, though, was Your Shape for the Wii U. I am continuing to finish off my collection for the Wii U, and this one was one I did not have. For $3, I'm ready to go ahead and pick this up. If I'm right, this was a launch title for the Wii U. People have asked me if I collect movies during these trips, and sadly I don't really do that anymore, at least not on DVD. Some Blu-rays and sometimes the obscure formats I'll pick up, but DVDs really have no value to me personally, as most of my videos are now digital. I always scan through them because I'm usually finding some PS2, Xbox 360, or PS3 games, but sometimes I'll find something like this software here, Microsoft Office Student and Teacher Edition 2003. Well, that works, as I'm still one of those. Believe it or not, this is exactly like the edition I used to have when I first started college, back in 2004. I went to the bookstore at my college, and they had these on sale for what I believe was like $50, something a lot cheaper than the normal version of Office would be. Say what you want about Microsoft products, but their discs look very cool. I considered getting this, but I'm pretty sure my dad still has this somewhere at his house. And just like with some other products in life, it looks like everything that is good is on the top shelf. Now, I looked at these for quite a long time, and considering these were $3 a piece, I had to be extremely picky about which ones I was actually going to pick up. And Even though I have things like the Spy Hunter here and Finding Nemo, most of these games are games I already have because they're always really cheap. I did consider getting that copy of Crazy Taxi, but I already have that game on multiple platforms, so I decided against it. I'm sure someone else can give that a good home. And before I walked away from the media section, this kind of caught my eye, just because of the cover and Dick Clark when he used to do New Year's Eve, but again, this is not really something I normally collect, so I decided to pass on it. Just thought it was kind of neat. Clothes, clothes, clothes. The only thing I don't get at these stores, and the only thing they seem to have a lot of. Oh, this was cool. I remember wanting one of these as a kid. It's not enough to make me want to get one now, but maybe if I had a niece or nephew that would enjoy this, I might pick one of these up sometime. Oop, I spy video games in the valuable case, and... That's a real laugh, by the way. I cannot... Why are these in the case, honestly? These aren't even worth stealing. I imagine the manager of this store, when he's giving a pep talk to the employees for the day and saying, let's go get these sales... They may take our lives, but they'll never take our Madden 12 for the Wii, our FIFA Soccer 12 for the PS3, or FIFA Soccer 11 for the PS3. Or our discounted Dolly Parton wig sitting on top of the case. Why is this here? I feel like I have to ask for forgiveness for that horrible Mel Gibson Braveheart accent. But anyway, moving on. You ever wonder what happens to all the Christmas stuff that Goodwill tries to sell but can't before the end of the season? Well, they end up on these carts before they eventually disappear in the back, and I assume they get thrown away. They can't be storing this stuff. And, well, this looks like something electronical. And, no, I'm not talking about the boombox set. I'm talking about that awesome ceramic, delicious-looking pie. Must not have had lunch yet. But no, seriously, the boombox has a CD player and dual tape deck. This looks like something I would have used to copy my brother's CDs to tape so I can have them. While he would cruise around listening to music, I could listen to them at home with my Walkman. And I swear, didn't everyone's grandma's house have one of these clocks? Good thing I never considered stealing anything from these stores, because oh look, it's the police! Towards the back, I did find a couple of things that looks like they haven't made it to the media rack yet. There are a couple Blu-rays, and then the Founding Fathers DVD set, which is hilarious. I do have this from my days of teaching U.S. history. And there was Gettysburg and Gods and Generals. I'm assuming this was either a former teacher, or maybe this whole thing is from someone's grandpa's house. Either way, I find it very sad to see him here. What is the value on the market for used light bulbs? Due to international copyright laws, it is not Godzilla, but still we will run like it is Godzilla! I'm having way too much fun here, and I still haven't been cancelled yet, so the fun continues. Up here, this looks like a whole bunch of unused inventory from a toy store. This game Flea Market I've never heard of. I have a bunch of copies of that still sealed. I also have this weird monster-looking guy back here. He kind of looks familiar, but I don't know what it's from. Does anyone else know what this guy's from? I can always use CD media racks like this, but this is a bit too small for something I would need, so I decided to leave it here. Lock box. This thing I found kind of strange. It's a 2-hole punch. Is this for maybe like a Rolodex? I don't know. Wow, rare is the day that I find a TV in Goodwill, and yikes, I can see why. $75? What is this thing, made out of platinum? My parents still have my old TV about this size, and it's also a Sharp. If anyone wants to pay me $75 for it, I will gladly part with it. This radio initially caught my attention because I thought it was kind of an old piece of technology. You don't see things designed today like this. Sadly, it looks like it's made to look vintage, but it's actually a modern recreation with cheap plastic parts. Next to all that, I did find a Blu-ray player for $4.99. Now that is much more reasonable, and I found out it plays 3D Blu-rays. If I could have got this thing to power on and open the eject tray, I may have picked this up, but sadly it didn't seem to work. Alright, now I've been having some fun with this trip, but oh my gosh, I have never in my life ever seen a Twinkie maker. It's officially branded by Hostess, and it looks kind of like a George Foreman grill or panini press, and I just had to see what this thing looked like on the inside, even though it was taped shut. Peeled back the tape, and sure enough, look at that. There are individual boats for each Twinkie, and that is just one of the neatest things I've ever seen. But believe it or not, despite the stereotypes of me being overweight, I do not like Twinkies. But still something I have never seen before. Now, this is kind of neat as well. I'm used to seeing a whole bunch of Goosebumps books that have been dumped in these stores, but I have never seen Betsy Haynes bone chillers before. I assume this is something that was whipped up in a hurry to compete with the Goosebumps franchise, but still this looks like the same publisher, so... Yeah, there's a lot of these in here, but I've never heard of them. Oh, there it is. R.L. Stein's Ghosts of Fear Street. Oh yes, I remember that series well. I'm sure all of my books eventually ended up in a yard sale or a Goodwill of their own one day. It'd be kinda weird if these were my books. But still, I thought I'd share these for those who get the same sense of nostalgia that I do out of them. Anyone remember the Goosebumps TV show? I used to have a couple of those on cassette. Alright, so let's take a look at my massive haul that I got this time, and yeah, it's a bit underwhelming, isn't it? Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2013 for the Wii U, and Dance Dance Revolution Extreme for the PlayStation 2. If you're wondering what happened to the rest, I decided against it in the store, and these are the only two I walked out with. But I'm not quite done. During this time, I've also been ordering some Wii U titles online, as I've not been able to find any more in my area that I don't already have. And here is one. This is Rapala Pro Bass Fishing. I actually got this off of GameStop.com, which, if you remember in a previous video, I had to return this one already for not getting the entire case and box art. And this one happened to be complete when I got it, so yes, +1 for GameStop.com. This is one I got ridiculously cheap on eBay because it was missing the blue case. It was actually in a replacement case, and there's some damage to the cover art. But for the price, I decided I can go ahead and live with it, and it also came with the manual. I also swapped in a case from one of the spare games that I have, so it looks a bit more complete. Monster High 13 Wishes is not necessarily a valuable game, just one that I still haven't found, so this one came pretty cheap online as well. I'm sure I will have many hours of fun not playing this game because it doesn't look very interesting to me. Now, this game is a find. This one is very hard to find and doesn't show up online as often as I would like it to. However, considering what I've seen this go for online, I think I got a decent deal on it. It wasn't cheap by any means, but it wasn't too expensive either. And this, my friends, was the online find of a lifetime. This is Devil's Third. This is probably the most sought-after Wii U title, because it still has not been ported to the Switch, and most likely won't be ported to any other console because I'm pretty sure Nintendo is embarrassed of this title. This game is an action-adventure hack-and-slash shooter game developed by Valhalla Game Studios, but it was published by Nintendo, and their name is the only one that appears on the cover. I've actually played about halfway through this game so far, and it's actually decently fun. Yes, the camera can get infuriating at times, and there are some game glitches that I'm sure will never be patched out. But overall, I didn't really think it lives up to the hype, and definitely not the price that they charge for this online. In fact, I would go so far as to say that this game is a prime example of why I don't collect complete collections. The fact that this game is rare and sought after makes it more valuable, rather than it actually being a good game. But that said, that actually means there's only one Wii U title that is still eluding me in my collection, and that is this game right here that I have pictured. Once I get this game, I will be doing a video on the complete Wii U collection that I have. But sadly for now, the collection remains incomplete. That said, that is going to wrap it up for this video. Remember, if you like what you see, please remember to click on this subscribe button, or the one below that will actually subscribe you to the channel, and the bell icon if you want to be notified of future posts. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Let me know what you liked about today's video in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. If you like this video and you'd like to help out with future projects on this channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Also, if you enjoy the content of this channel, please remember to click on this subscribe button. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.